What's good, people? Today I'm gonna do an air layering on this Iyoshi. I'm still not sure of the name of this cultivar because I've seen a couple of different names. I've seen Lyoshi, I've seen Iyoshi. I'm not sure of which of the two it is. I purchased it as Iyoshi, so I'm gonna stick with that. This here is like nothing I've ever seen on a maple. You've got really tiny pink leaves on this lime green bark, and you've got this mint green variegation coming through the leaves. So the leaves are more pink than they are green. So the dominant colour on this is pink, and then you get little blotches of lime minty green in some of the leaves. Now, I've purchased 2 of these trees from a local garden centre, and none of them have a graft on them. There's no graft union. So, and looking at the roots, I can see the way the roots are. They're most likely air layered trees, or possibly cuttings, but I think they're going to be air layered trees. So that tells me it could be a good cultivar to air layer. And I'm air layering this, but for 2 reasons. One, because it's quite a rare tree. I've not seen this anywhere else other than the place I got it. And 2, it is perfect for bonsai. You've got nodes that are very close together, so that you can have loads of branches that you can shape. The leaves, the foliage are small. It's got a beautiful colour to it. It's just got a bonsai look to it all round. So, and of course when you air layer, you can get some really good root flare. Develop the roots real nice. So I'm looking to air layer this section here. I just need to lower this. Hold up. So this is the section I'm going to air layer. I'm going to keep the camera as it is, just because I need both my hands. So I'll keep talking about what I'm going to do, and we'll do it like that. So first things first, when you're doing any kind of propagation, you need to be clean. So I'm going to get some tissue and some alcohol, and I'm going to wipe down this area where I'm going to be air layering. I'm nearly out of alcohol, so I will replace that shortly. Then I want to clean my tools that I'm going to use. So I'm going to be using the Stanley knife to cut through the bark. So I'm going to clean the blade on that. So here it is. Clean that. So I haven't got a lot of room to fit a big moss ball in here because of this. There's a branch here, so I'm gonna have to go quite close to this. So it's gonna have to go here. So I'm gonna cut between this node here, just above and below that. just going to clean my croppers as well, because I'm going to need to cut some pieces. Like here, there's a bit of dead wood here. I'm going to cut that out so it gives us more room. Okay, so we're good to go. So I want to go about there. Can be a bit awkward when there's a lot of branches going on, so forgive me if it's a bit hard to see what I'm doing. So the cut you make, you kind of want to go the width of the trunk. That's normally how they say it should be done. Of course, there are no rules. I mean, you live and you learn from your own decisions. That's just what I've heard. You may have good results if you do it smaller or larger, who knows. So from what I understand, how air layering works is when you're cutting out a section of the cambium on the tree, you're stressing the tree, and this makes the tree react like it's dying off. So it sends out say information to start rooting here so it can survive. From my understanding, that's how it works. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off this layer that I've just done there. I'm going to pause it and I'll play it once I've done it. Okay, ready to play again. So I've gone all the way around that now, so there's no connection now from here to here. I've completely cut off the cambium connection, so this is stressing the tree now. And what you want to do as well, you want to scrape off if there's any extra like bits of cambium in there, like the light green colour. You lightly want to scratch that off because it will callus over and the roots won't develop if that's the case. So I'm just going to lightly scratch, and that should be fine. I've done the other side already. The new roots are going to develop here, just above here. I like to just scratch it a little bit. This can help more roots to come through. So I'm just lightly scratching. Okay, so for the next bit we need to get the moss. So before we apply this moss, we do need to apply the rooting hormone. So this, I use a powder. It's going to make it a little bit moist up here so the powder sticks. Tap that all around where I was making those marks with the knife. Right, that's that one done. Now we can get the moss. I've got the moss ready. Also need to get a bag. So I use a clear plastic bag, just like this. I might need to cut this. Going to pause it again while I get the bag ready. Okay, so this next part is definitely the trickiest part. So I've got my bag shaped and I literally want to get my moss, stick it in this bag like that. And then this side I'm going to press it over. And then I've got to try and wrap the plastic between this branch only. It's a really fiddly part of the job. It's the bit I least look forward to, I'll tell you that. Okay, once you've got that bag around the bottom there, nearly. Sorry, just bear with me. that around the bottom. Now what I want to do is secure a bit of wire around there to hold this base in place. Now I want to start putting some moss on the inside. And you've really got to keep this airtight. Maybe putting a little bit more. Have to cut this little dude out. Sorry, dude. And if you've got another pair of hands with you when you're doing this, it will help a lot. Someone could hold the bag and then the other person could just place all the moss in. I think I'm happy with that. The moss is already moist enough, so I'm happy with the moisture. Around there. Then what I do, I wrap it with this nail of the black. It keeps it, I think it keeps it warmer, which will help roots to grow as well. and roots prefer darkness to grow in, so that's why I'm going to wrap this other layer on. I'm going to pause this here because you can't really see much. Okay, there it is. Might not look the prettiest, but it's doing the job. So in a polytunnel, I expect the roots to take a lot quicker than if it was outside, because you've got the consistent humidity and warmth in a polytunnel, which is obviously perfect environment for the roots to develop. So fingers crossed. I mean, if all goes well, within 4 weeks could have roots. That would be quick though. I think it took like 8 weeks last year to allow the Ukigumo, or both the Ukigumos. Yeah, these guys here. So I'm going to give this some water. Yeah, it's key to make sure that first bag especially is airtight, because you don't want the moss to dry out. So the moss was just the perfect amount of moisture before I put it in, so that's all airtight and we're good to go. So yeah, I'm going to water this, and then yeah, we'll do an update on this. I'll do some updates in about a month's time, see what we've got going on. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions, as always, happy to answer to the best of my knowledge. But yeah, this is Acer palmatum Iyoshi, and I've actually put the Iyoshi tag on this. Oh yeah, I'm going to go on RHS and see what the name is, see if I can get it confirmed. But yeah, have a great day everyone, see you next time.